Huh. Hello, and welcome to another video on the DQP channel. And whoa, I'm going ad-lib again. I'm going unscripted again. This must be a really weird occasion. Well, it kind of is, and it's kind of underwhelming. I know you guys were expecting Knights of the Old Republic this week, and I hate to disappoint you, but Knights of the Old Republic is kind of a long game. But I'll get into that in a bit. For now, I'm playing Rocket League. Kind of a latecomer in that regard, but you know, this brings me to one thing that I kind of regret about this year. So, as you guys may know, I spent most of this last summer just making the Great Backlog Offensive and playing all of these games that I haven't played before. And that meant that over the course of the summer, I actually missed a lot of games. Which is ironic, because the original purpose of the offensive was to give me something to play after Arkham Knight came out, because there was literally nothing out the week after Arkham Knight. So I figured, 10 games I've never played before, let's make it a series. It'll be entertaining. And it was. I enjoyed making it, even though it hasn't really gotten a whole lot of views. But one consequence of that is that I've actually missed out on a lot of recent, really good titles over the course of the summer, like this one, Rocket League. And, I actually made a timely review of this for the Northern Light, the paper that I work at. But I didn't get a chance to make a video because I was already working on a different video, which was really, really regrettable. And so while I enjoyed doing the Great Backlog Offensive, it also left me with this really empty feeling in my gut. So I ended up missing Rocket League, and that's the reason why there isn't a Rocket League refrigerated review. I guess this can kind of stand in as one. And I'm just going to say briefly, I really like this game. It's a lot of fun. It takes the essence of what makes the sport of football or soccer, whatever you want to call it. It takes that essence and it boils it down to mechanics that the video gaming audience is already familiar with. Basic driving and flipping and doing all this cool stuff. And it actually works. It actually gives you all of the nuance that you would expect out of a soccer game. And it's a really effective translation. So that was really my brief thoughts on Rocket League. I'm going to stop there, or else I'm going to gush about this game all video. So next, yes, I was talking about KOTOR. I'm getting a bit off topic. So Knights of the Old Republic is not going to come out this week, obviously. Otherwise, this video wouldn't exist. I'm postponing it indefinitely. And don't worry about that. It doesn't mean it's going to take, 5 years to come out. It just means it's not going to come out anytime soon. And the reason for that is there are a variety of factors for that. And that is the lamest goal I think I'll ever get in this game because, A, I just kind of happened upon the ball, and B, they were kind of acting like idiots trying to defend. Look at this. They had the chance, and they just kind of squandered it. It's kind of sad. Where was I? Knights of the Old Republic, yes. There are primarily two reasons why I'm not able to cover Knights of the Old Republic yet. A is school. I'm a college student. I am a senior in college. I am just about done with college. So that means that I'm taking 16 credits and I am super duper busy. I'm lucky that I was able to finish some of the last few games on this channel at all. I was lucky to get the true ending in Metal Gear Solid 5. Yeah, and that was a huge squandered potential there for that goal. It was a miracle that I was able to find the time to actually play games, and so for that reason, that's reason A. This is what happens when I go live unscripted, is I just turn into a stuttering mess. Reason B is that game releases are starting to wind back up. I was already feeling plenty of regret for missing games like this, missing games like Her Story, or Super Mario Maker is another one that I missed, and I can't feel that way towards bigger games that are coming out really, really soon. Especially given the next review is going to be Read Only Memories, which is an indie game that's actually coming out sooner than the release date itself. I was actually given a press copy for this game. This is my second ever press copy that I've ever gotten for a game, and so I feel like I don't want to disappoint the guys over at Midboss by just making another Great Backlog Offensive video and waiting until after the release date to make a video on it. And it is a game that I've wanted to talk about for a while, because I'm a big fan of Cyberpunk and Snatcher and games like that, and Read Only Memories is a game that is similar to that. So I really don't want to disappoint the developers who so graciously gave me that press copy by just kind of blowing them off and going on with Knights of the Old Republic. And, you know, I'm not going to have an opportunity to review Knights of the Old Republic again until maybe at the end of the year, because game releases are starting to kick in like mad. Like, you remember earlier this spring, I just kind of had to resort to a lot of re-releases because that was all that was coming out. But that's not the case this fall. This fall, it's just game, 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 game. They're just firing them off. You got Battlefront, you got Fallout 4, you got Triforce Heroes, you got Xenoblade Chronicles X. You just got all of these games that I gotta cover, and I would feel extremely guilty if I skimped out on any of those for the sake of reviewing a game that has already been out for a decade. So that's why Knights of the Old Republic is not coming anytime soon. But I will make you a promise, and I will earnestly try not to break it. Actually, you know what? That's not very Star Wars-like. I will not break it. Do or do not. There is no try. That is what they say in Star Wars. So I will have a review of Knights of the Old Republic out by the end of the year. I will finish that mini-series. And that goes on. I'm just transitioning from one topic to the next. This transitions into another topic I wanted to bring up, and that is 2016. 2016 is... It's not going to bring any huge changes. I'm still going to do refrigerated reviews like I've always done. But there's going to be a new series that I'm thinking of doing in 2016, and I don't want to spoil what it is, but there's a specific subset of games that I want to cover way more in depth than what we typically see with refrigerated reviews. And so while refrigerated reviews are still going to be a thing, there are still games in 2016 that I'm really looking forward to covering. It also means that I'm also going to do an extra review a month where it's longer form and more in-depth critique of a specific category of games. So I'm not going to spoil anything more than that. I'm just going to let the first video in that series just come out. This is going to be the last time I talk about it. So I'll just leave that little inkling of information in your mind there to sort of fester and get you anticipated. So I'm going to leave off here. We're in overtime. We're at the end of this game, coincidentally. So look forward to that. It's going to be an exciting time for this channel, even though Knights of the Old Republic has been delayed. So don't feel bad. We're going to wrap up with this crazy shot here. Yeah! Part of the reason why I love this game so much is it's just full of clutch moments like that. It's fun. I really enjoy this game. So look forward to the future, my little subscribers and peoples. And I will see you next week with Read Only Memories. So, I'll see you then.